Good evening and welcome here to Brossard, Quebec. It is day 2 of the spring finals. It is Paulo Della Rocca, Moi'L, better known as PC Delarizzi, and Moi'L here on this Monday night as we get for the first ever 5 versus 5. Jamesons taking on Montreal, two teams very familiar in Division A, Division 1 years past. Peace, good evening to you.
Thanks, bud. I did like how you were like better known as PC Delarizzi and you're better known as Moi'L. So you're Moi'L, better known as Moi'L.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Better known as Moi'L. So, Peace, we got two familiar teams that we know very well in this FPF ecosystem of ours, playing 5-on-5. We have a 5-on-5 Jameson team that took out some big hitters, and Montreal, who many thought would be here. Fascinating game here with these two teams going out for the first ever 5 versus 5 final.
Firstly, I do believe the team name is Jamesons because their jersey says James, so it's not Jameson, it's Jamesons. And so Jamesons. So it was cool to see, 5v5. We always say that it favors the stronger quarterbacks like Alexandre Nadeau-Pius, but Jeff Rosenblatt upsetting the Braves and doing it without Brisebois, without Crackwood is an absolute impressive feat. I'm curious to see how this game shapes out, of course, because doing it in the quarterfinals different than doing it under the bright lights of Brossard.
So we're looking at the quarterback position here. We got Alex Nadeau-Pius and we got Jeff Rosenblatt, two quarterbacks at the top of the mountain when it comes to the quarterback echelon. Could one or two mistakes be the difference in this format of a football game than the traditional 6-on-6 FPF?
Always, and especially with the scoring pace that we see in 5-on-5 and in the high divisions of FPF. But I think that will affect Jamesons more because Alexandre Nadeau-Pius is known to be able to score on an absolute whim, just being able to air it out to, of course, his amazing, impressive cast. François Ronchelot having a 1,000-yard season with 1,000 yards, exactly 20 touchdowns. I wish you had exactly 70 catches, but just a shade under that.
That's like a triple-double.
Be pretty sick. Yeah.
So you mentioned the next player, François Ronchelot.
Yeah.
He is a star amongst the stars in this league. And how does Jamesons contain him in this matchup?
I look, it's got to be a combined effort. I think I don't know if they have the horses, especially again with the injury to Brisebois earlier in the season. I don't know if they have the horses necessarily to match him up the entire time, man to man. Mix that up with some zone concepts where you bracket him a little bit. Right. Maybe try and trick Alexandre Nadeau-Pius. Of course, easier said than done. One of the more difficult quarterbacks to fool because he's seen absolutely everything. But I think it's going to be a cool matchup. It's literally just the gunslingiest of them all versus Jeff Rosenblatt's meticulous system, and it's cool to see which one will win out in the first ever 5v5 finals.
Well, you have Alexandre Nadeau-Pius, a gunslinger, Jeff Rosenblatt, a slinger of the football here. So look forward to that. Let's get ready for kickoff.
One slings guns, the other one slings football.
Exactly. So. Let's get ready for kickoff here as we get ready for the first play of the day. It is going to be Alexandre Nadeau-Pius. It is going to be Jeff Rosenblatt. It will be Montreal on offense here.
For those, of course, who have not yet heard, I'm sure that news is already making rounds, but Jeff Rosenblatt, new owner of FPF, will there be an immediate penalty called against Montreal so that we can set up the new commish with the success he requires moving forward?
Well, I mean, it's always like that as we get ready for the first play of the game here. I only found out that Jeff bought the league like 5 hours ago.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect day.
You must have been listening to our broadcasts from yesterday.
I must have. That's why I found out the rumors.
How did we do, Mo? How did we do yesterday?
I was actually away, but I only saw a bit of it, bits and pieces over there as we go forward here. So Montreal won the coin toss, and they chose to start with the ball. So we'll see how this plays out as they want to set the tone early on here. Alex Nadeau-Pius during the regular season had a remarkable 49 touchdowns, 10 INTs, 71% passing completion, almost 2,500 yards passing this year. And definitely one of the better throwers in this league. And
one of the best vertical throwers in FPF history. There's something about this sort of slimmer feel that makes you feel as if you can just attack deep and over the middle. And let's see how that goes.
The first play, and Guillaume Robert, his first drop of the day in coverage was Jordan Pineda. It'll be second down coming up.
Yep. Looks like miscommunication on the first play. Ball came in a little bit quicker, I think, than he thought.
Yeah, you look at Guillaume Robert, 25 catches, 6 touchdowns during the regular season.
They're usually sure-handed, Guillaume Robert.
Well, he is. You got Samuel Nadeau-Pius, who's the third receiver to the left of the formation. Robert's the second one. And, of course, Nick Arcelum is the far wide receiver. We'll see how this plays out second down for Nadeau-Pius. Firing a pass, and that time caught by Robert, and he's tackled by Pineda for about 10 yards in that play. Third down coming up here for.
Did not take his eye off the ball this time. But, yeah, I like seeing those empty sets to one side. Something you don't see a lot of in FPF. 6-on-6. You do see it a lot more in 5v5.
Well, that's the thing, right? You look at the mastermind that he is, Alex Nadeau-Hughes. He has a Rolodex of plays they can go through if he desires. Bunch formation to the left of Nadeau-Hughes, Bond and Pineda on that side of the formation. Third down coming up here. Short pass, Sam Nadeau-Hughes, and he's tackled right away by Matt Bond. And Sam Nadeau-Hughes had 16 catches only during the regular season for Flagmore sack.
And you see that a lot, and you see this, of course, later on in the women's finals as well. When you see bunch formations, it's a great way to create room for your crossing routes. Just one crosser on that play there. Expect to see, that double mesh concept later on.
We'll see if this sets up for a bigger play. Now it is a fourth down play. They need a couple more yards to get past the border mark of the first down and maintain this drive in the opening series of this 5-on-5 final. Nadeau-Hughes pumping, middle. Robert boxing his way through over James O'Hain, flagging the play. They'll add more yards, and it'll be first down plus more on that play.
He wasn't dropping that one, that's for sure. So they do have the first down. For those watching at home unfamiliar with the 5v5 game, or if it was a 5x5 game, as they say when it comes to 3x3 basketball in the Olympics, you got to get to half field. It's 5x5. You got to get to midfield in 5x5 to get first down.
So 5x5.
5x5, yeah.
5x5 game. It's a 2-by-1 formation now for Alex Nadeau-Hughes. Looking towards the deep middle and incomplete. Well repelled away by James O'Hain. And he got a forensic touch on that ball to deny a touchdown by Flagmore sack.
Yeah, you'll see here the crosser across the field. Love it with the additional open space with the 5 receivers, of course, but great defense by O'Hain, as you said.
And of course, he had inside on him, and that will bring up a second down. They are from the 4-yard line, roughly, of this position right now for Flagmore sack, as our big play now inside the 10, as there is the rush marker right there to your left. Nadeau-Hughes looking, pumping, plenty of time now. Middle, caught by JP St. Pierre, and he is in close, and he is in for the touchdown. And the first blood goes to the team in blue, and they're up 6-0.
Yeah, we see there, looking down that crossing pattern wasn't there, and then, of course, his second favorite receiver all season long getting in there for a touchdown.
But the thing is, Pease, when you think about it from this perspective, if the pass rush misses that, it opens up the time clock for Nadeau-Hughes to find what he wants.
Nadeau-Hughes is one of those guys, he's not mobile in the way that you think of some of the fastest quarterbacks in FPF, but really good in mobility in the pocket.
For extra points, and here is Nadeau-Hughes going in front and deflected by Dan Mancini, and that ball was almost there to maybe return it back. So first strike goes to Flagmore sack. They're up 6-0 early on in this first drive of this opening first half.
We'll see what Rose has in store with his offense. Again, it's really interesting because of his ability to create space, especially in that intermediate area. That's where I expect to see them attack often. Flagmore sack, a better offensive group than defensive group, so we'll see if that holds true in this matchup.
Jeff Rose about 44 touchdowns, 2,100 yards passing during the regular season. His first play of this final. Looking to the left, middle, and that went through a sea of hands and deflected away by Sam Nadeau-Hughes, and that might have been miscommunication because Pineda and Skylar Bailiff were in the same postal code area.
I'm going to be entirely honest. Are these two teams wearing different colors?
They are. Purple and blue.
One of these broadcasters does not see purple. So blue, V blue, 5x5.
Oh boy.
Let's go. This should be interesting.
This is going to be fascinating here. Okay.
Shit.
Never mind. All right, second down coming up here for Rosenblatt, who's wearing purple. Rosenblatt going middle. That's caught by Pineda, and he is tackled by Sam Nadeau-Hughes. Also on the coverage was Alex Nadeau-Hughes. Third down coming up here for the Jamesons.
I hadn't realized that until the last play where there was like 4 people so close together. I couldn't tell if it was almost an interception or almost a catch. So
for those who don't know, Paulo Del Rocca is colorblind.
Yeah,
and,
this is a tough matchup for me, Iggy.
I think he might have to come in relief at some point here and provide a little bit more of the analysis work. So it'll be third down coming up here for Rosenblatt. Mancini, of course, is to the far left. Going to the middle, and that is caught by Skylar Bailiff, and that will be very close enough to the first down. Tackle by Nick Arson. And for Skylar Biff during the regular season, he had 36 catches and 4 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, and that's going to be a first down. Nick Arsenault-Hum, we saw him crash on that, but he sort of held up. I wonder if later on in that game he's going to break in on that.
If there's one thing to look at here, Pease, there is a plethora of depth for the Jamesons compared to Flagler Sack only have 5 guys in total.
Yeah, and that means, of course, we see Alex Nadeau-Hughes on defense. But again, he does move better than you would think. He's sort of one of the bigger dudes here. Ball snap.
Crosser, and that ball went behind Skylar Bailiff as they did not have the telepathy on that connection right there. He's 0 for 2 in pass.
Yeah, and it's the thing with Jeff Rosenblatt. The snapper sort of needs to understand where the holes are in the defense. Skylar Bailiff was in the window and then left the window. A little bit of miscommunication there. He's got to feel Nick Arsenault-Hum again crashing in like he did in the previous play.
And now we'll see how this plays out for Jeff Rosenblatt as we are about 7 minutes into this first half. 6-0 lead for Flagler Sack, Paulo Della Rocca, or Peasy Delabrisi, Mokan here.
Or Mokan.
Or Mokan on a 5-by-5 final. Second quarterback drop in Pineda. Crossers, Mancini. He gets that one-on-one against Nadeau-Hughes, and he's tackled for about 4 or 5 yards. And third down coming up here for the Jamesons.
Yeah, and I expect to see soon. We saw a couple of flare-outs from Skylar Bailiff. Expect to see an intermediate concept right behind that at some point as Nick Arsenault-Hum continues to jump. We didn't see it there. I'm sure Jeff Rosenblatt saving it either for a key down on this drive or later in the game.
We'll see now. He'll have to roll it up here because he's got 2 more plays to get to 6.
Good striking range, though, to be honest.
Well, they are within striking range. They're at about the 12.5-yard line, give or take, from where we're positioned. Looking to the left. Rosenblatt firing a pass. That's caught by Mancini, and he is tackled, just shot.
There we go.
He's in for the touchdown. And they get it back to 6-6 here in this first half.
And that's just genius use of the space there by Jeff Rosenblatt. 12 yards is the ideal space mode because it allows you to run all of your plays. You can basically run a play short of the cone. The defense is spaced out enough that you can see maybe your guy gets in like he did there. If not, it's 4th and short. Not a big deal. Great read, great play, great touchdown.
And there's Mancini on the replay as he extended the ball. And again, for those who are watching 5 versus 5 for the first time in their life, if you extend the ball, it's where the ball extension is compared to where the flagging happens for the flag.
So different from the FPF 6x6,
Exactly.
6x6.
6x6, 6 by
where
6.
it's both.
Here is Pineda, the second quarterback. Back over to Rosenblatt. Remember, there's a time clock, and the flag came off, and there is a conversation with Brent Young and Jeff Rosenblatt, and the flag is off, and that play is dead, as you see from the replay right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's another. We're seeing all the key differences in the packages that FPF offers, Mo. Once the flag comes off, that player is no longer eligible in that play in FPF.
5-by-5. Oh, he wants the pen. No, he wants the mic. What is it, boy? Yes, you can.
So the rule there is
Yes.
you can be deflagged. You are eligible to catch it.
Right.
However, if you do catch it,
You
you're
stop
down
it. Exactly.
where the play will be.
My mistake.
whistled at
Yes,
where
you're
you
eligible
are.
to catch the ball, but
Yeah.
you're not eligible to advance in the play. Yes, absolutely.
Iggy will be joining us in the second half of this broadcast at some point, as he's enjoying some salty snacks, actually. So,
It's the best kind.
yeah. I think
You a Sugarman or a Saltman?
I like both.
You're both men. You
I'm
go both
men.
ways,
I'm
so to
both
speak.
men, yes. So Rosenblatt is having a conversation with Leo Gervais and Brent Young about the exact call, and they'll get that cleared up. And
Really smart play by Flagmasak there.
Yeah.
They did that in the game against Royaume Luminat in the semifinal, very much to get.
Do you want to
Dan
just get in
Lazara.
the booth?
Dan Lazara,
Maybe.
to his chagrin, he was not happy about that. Not happy about that. So 6-6 game here. We're about 9 and change into this first half. And now for Alex Nadeau-Hughes, looking to retake the lead again. They did gamble winning the coin toss and going for on their first possession. And we'll see if that pays off in the final conclusion of this matchup. Nadeau-Hughes pumping, firing.
Rocket.
Nadeau-Hughes, Sam that is, catching that ball. Matt Bond in on the tackle for about 6-yard gain.
He throws such a beautiful deep ball, but when he fires it underneath that way, it comes in with so much heat, dude. It's really pretty to watch.
It has a cayenne spice to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Esplanade spice, perhaps.
Perhaps. Yeah, exactly. It has a bit of spice.
It
can be
does.
too hot to handle sometimes for those who are not immune to spice.
Like it was for Robert in that first first attempt of the game.
That was definitely the case to be. Now it appears with the spicy hand. Going again in the middle, Robert, hat-trick catches into the plus territory, tackled by Mancini, and that'll be enough for a first down as he found the soft spot in the zone and got himself more than enough for the real estate gain of a first down.
So much attention paid to Sam Nadeau-Pius with the post over the top. Everyone knows that's the thing that Alex Nadeau-Pius loves to do. Loves to attack over the middle, especially deep. He has sort of like a intermediate and high concept there. And that's the thing. When he uncorks a pass deep, it really is one of the most spectacular things in FPF. Jamesons are as aware of that as we are. So
Jamesons is definitely not on for that yet. We'll see if they are. Nadeau-Pius, pressure from Khalil Kerr, deep, end zone, incomplete. Guillaume Robert, another target mark, watched by James O'Hayan, and that will bring up a third down here for the Flagmore-Sac attack.
I like that matchup by Jamesons. I do think James O'Hayan is going to be quick enough and have enough sort of assertiveness to be able to play with Robert.
And we'll see how this plays out. Again, 2 more plays at least for Flagmore-Sac to get themselves another lead of 6 in this first half here from Brossard, Quebec. Pete Delarizi, Mo Khan here on this. Oh, we got a new mic here. New mic.
Tight formation once again. They run that mash pattern.
Going into the corner, and Nick Arsenal not there. So that will bring up a 4th down here, Pease. And
O'Hayan there again, dude. He's been everywhere on defense in this half.
Well, you know what? Are they looking to pick on him? And right now there is a whistle as a flag comes down here. There's also replays too, challenges too, which can be had.
Dude, there was so many challenges yesterday, and I want to say in the booth we were like 2 for 7 on the day.
Man, it must have prolonged the day by a couple hours.
One of the challenges felt like it was like 25 minutes. It was insanely long.
Was it overturned?
It was. I'll explain it later.
Here is Nadeau-Pius trying to explain this next pass, and that is going to be incomplete. Sam Nadeau-Pius is in on that coverage, and it's 4th down coming up here. And again, the pass rush of Khalil Kerr has made things a little bit more difficult for Alex Nadeau-Pius.
Absolutely, Khalil Kerr insanely quick. But yesterday, Mo, it was a catch at the back of the end zone. They first want to see if it was a catch. It was a catch. They then want to see if the receiver stepped out of bounds. As the call was on the field, it was reversed, and it was a touchdown. So a huge use of the review late in that Division A final.
We need to upgrade our review system.
We do. Too many things are challengeable.
Well, right now, let's see if Nadeau-Pius will challenge the end zone. He has to on this 4th down coming up here. 2-by-1 formation for Nadeau-Pius. Rolling to his left, evades the rush. Has time now. Plenty of time. Firing a pass. Back end zone.
Oh,
touchdown.
my God.
Sam Nadeau-Pius. Alex, the touchdown creator. Sam, the touchdown maker. And they're up by 6.
Dude, it was insane. Nadeau-Pius again using that elusiveness, buying himself enough time, sets his feet, and throws with the absolute perfect arc to the back of the end zone there. We'll see it once again. See how he beats Khalil Kerr, moves back towards the middle, sets his feet, launches right over the top, and a touchdown.
You have to figure they might have practiced that a couple times in their backyard.
It felt like a backyard play, though, right?
As younger pups in Nadeau-Pius households. And with that, they're back up by 6. 12
if they were puppies, what species of dog would they be?
I think Labradors.
Ooh, labs.
I think chocolate labs.
There is the blonde hair, perhaps a little golden retriever, and perhaps for Sam, a little golden receiver.
Yeah, he is a receiver indeed. As he gets that touchdown there, it's now 12-6 lead. Back line, and that is denied by Daniel Mancini, and it remains 12-6 here, and back on possession is Jamesons as Jeff Rosenblatt walking out with intent coming into his second drive.
Look, I mean, if you're Jeff Rosenblatt, this is kind of what you expected. The fact that Jamesons have not been able to connect on converts is what you want at this point. You know it's going to be a game with a low margin of victory. So little things need to go your way, and that's what it's been so far. If they can just possess the ball, take their time, move it down the field and score, they have a chance.
All right, 2-by-1 formation. It is now Chris Rosen who is on the far left of this formation here.
The additional speed to replace Anthony Riusbois was Chris Rosen about halfway through the season.
Here is Rosenblatt. That is dropped by Skylar Bailiff. In the coverage was Nick Arsenal, and Skylar Bailiff has not had a pristine day with the pass targets going his way.
We have yet to see a concept again that sort of stacks that intermediate and low read. Nick Arsenal is just getting closer and closer and closer. That's not a matchup I don't think you want to test too much, Mo. Nick Arsenal just being known for his aggressive play in the flats throughout his career in FPF.
I apologize. Adam Rosen. I don't know why I said Chris. I
Yep.
say Adam Rosen.
I thought so too, but I was like, Mo's got the
Yeah.
play sheet.
I do. And I totally did not look at my play sheet for that one. Adam Rosen is playing the receiver to the far left. James O'Hain, the second receiver to the left as well. Clear the backside receiver. Here's Rosen back from his end zone. That's caught by Rosen, and that will go for about 6-7 yards coming up.
This time we saw Hum shoot the middle, and Bailiff actually had the right sideline, but Jeff Rosenblatt, his reads were to the left side, perhaps looking off that matchup already, as we talked about, Hum crashing down, but a great catch to the sideline there.
Rosen, coming off an injury from this year, was not fully healthy, but found himself available for the final stretch of games for Jamesons, and here he is out there again, occupying the left position. Rosenblatt on third down. Over the middle, and Bailiff will be close to a first down. Did he stretch it out? And he will be short by literally a fingernail, going for on now fourth down.
This is where you might see sort of a stack concept or a tight concept where you have sort of at least two crossing routes. But we've also seen a lot of inside shade played here by Alex Nadeau-Hughes. I wonder, by Sam Nadeau-Hughes.
Sam, yes.
That's the one.
So we got
On
the
the
Rosens
left,
confused, we got the Nadeau-Hughes confused, we got the whole family line confused.
On our left, their right, and this time he's actually lined up right on the receiver. So we'll see if that's a situation we'll see later in the game.
Rosenblatt, pressure, middle. Incomplete.
That was a good
Rosen
ball.
was in on the target, and Sam Nadeau-Hughes, and that is a turnover on downs, and Flying Mustang gets the ball back from their 5.
You see here, I actually think Rosen should have gone a little bit upfield, knowing that Nadeau-Hughes had the inside shade on him there. That's the opportunity where if Rosenblatt throws that on the line, it's going to be picked off. So he has to put it over the top. Otherwise, great defensive play. Great throw by Rosenblatt. Just a little bit of miscommunication between him and Rosen on that play.
And again, the possessions are going to be very heavy in terms of weight here. And now here comes Tara Marakic, who's going to come look at the replay here. And you talk about the weight of goal being possessions. That is going to be a heavy call right now for either side, and they're going to challenge it. And we'll see what they're challenging for exactly.
I'm curious.
Interference. But there's a lot to look at in terms of breaking it down, which we'll see from the replay that we present.
Is it potentially a hold?
They're looking for contact, right, which would give them first down. But again, where is the contact initiated when the ball was
Is it
thrown?
too much of a risk to use your challenge this early on what might be a coin flip of a challenge?
And that's the thing, right? I think for Jamesons, they want to make sure that they can at least keep it score for score. And we'll get the replay coming up here in a few seconds as Tara Marakic making her way up the booth. And here's a replay piece of what happened on that situation.
We're looking for what exactly is being challenged at the moment.
We'll get Tara in the booth afterwards.
Yeah,
Pass
so
interference is being challenged. We'll get her in the booth one way or another to look at it. So we'll see how this plays out here, and the replay's coming up. And so Sam Nadeau-Hughes was the one who was in that conversation of pass interference, perhaps. So we'll see what happens now for this situation here on the challenge coming up by the Jamesons.
I mean, look, it's an interesting decision. I don't know if I agree with using the challenge here for a judgment call so early in the game.
Well, here's the replay right here from the field level.
No, that's just good defense, man. I don't know. Look, I've been wrong all weekend here.
You're 2 for 7.
2 for 7. That looks like good defense to me.
That looks like it's clean, and we'll see from the end zone angle. That's going to be key now from the end zone angle, which will give us a clear possession view of what we have. There's the crosser right there. No roughing the quarterback. That ball's up in the air. And look at Sam's left hand first.
He's going to the ball.
The problem is when you start freeze framing it, that becomes makes it a little bit more diluted in terms of the pass interference.
But see,
call.
both hands are framed as if they're trying to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Right? So definitely if you're looking at intent, I know these calls are not necessarily ruled on intent, but rather the actual execution on the field. I just see him making a play on the ball.
Yeah, I think it's a clean play on the ball.
But going back to the actual play and not necessarily the call, because we'll get some definitive answer with regards to the challenge. But two things. Do you see what I mean there where Rosen could have gone a little bit upfield? And secondly, does Rosen look like he stops running at one point?
We had to. Watch, if we get it back again, you see he has that little glitch before the ball lands around his area where he did stop.
But if he goes upfield there instead? You know what I mean?
He goes upfield. Here's a better replay. Here we go again. Rosen's coming over the crosser. And right there is where they're saying the point of contention was of the pass interference. But Chris Rosen did not have the same body. And now here comes Brent Young as he makes his way back towards midfield with the call coming up here.
Final prediction.
I say play stands.
I say play stands as well. We'll see if I'm 2 for 8.
Yeah, so play stands. No
3
passes.
for 8, baby.
1 for 1. 1 for 1. I'm like Steph Curry out here. Nui, you know. So
hey, I'm like Ted Williams, dude. I'm batting about 400, so it's not bad.
So now with that, they lose that challenge, which could be a little bit tough for the Jeff Rosebot-led Jamesons right now. So we'll see how this plays out for them on this next possession because they could be down 2 scores before a 2-minute warning and pro clock.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. They do get the ball back in the second half, interestingly enough, right? So that is an interesting dynamic here with about 4 minutes or so left in the first half.
Depending on what happens in the midfield discussion. Here is Nadeau Hughes. Here is Sam Nadeau Hughes. And there is Daniel Mancini on a 5-yard catch by Sam. And let's bring up second down coming up.
Daniel Mancini's been giving him some space. It's more common, again, in 5x5 because we do see teams more reluctant to take those free yards. But look, especially on first down, I don't hate it. If you have nothing that you like downfield, take the free yards. You have 3 more yards to get to half field. 3 more downs to get to half field.
2-ball, 1 look again for Nadeau Hughes. Pressure from Leclerc going deep. Sideline. Sam Nadeau Hughes was just off. As the trajectory and dip was off by maybe a half a yard or so, it'll bring up third down for Flagmore Sack.
Top 5 deep balls in FPF. What do you got?
Am I on the spot? Okay, well,
Yeah,
Sam
of
Nadeau
course.
Hughes is on there for sure. Kevin Wyeth, Marco Masiotra.
Marco did because he hasn't played in a while. He did have a really pretty
for those who know
deep
who
ball,
he is.
absolutely.
If we're going like
what about Nick Schaefer?
Nick Schaefer has a very good deep ball for sure. If we're looking at lower divisions, I'm just trying to think of lower division guys.
There's a dude Iggy and I love whose name I can't think of. It'll come.
Well, maybe it'll come maybe in the second half.
Yeah,
All
it'll
right,
probably come.
fair enough. We give 4 of the top 5.
Oh, Regenbald. Regenbald is a great deep ball.
And here is Nadeau Hughes with a great deep ball. He will go short. And Guillaume Robert extending his hands out to move the yards up by a few more. And this will come up now 4th down for Flagmore Sack.
Hey, after that first drop, been absolutely excellent. This is the second concentration catch I can think of with a defender bearing down on him. Maybe his third. Guillaume Robert having a stamp on this championship game.
Well, it's been a slow burn this game. Has not had the even flow that we thought would be the case with 2 high-scoring offenses. But right now, only 18 points are scored between the 2 of them. 12-6 lead for Flagmore Sack. PZ Mocon here on this Monday night. And we'll see who can win the first ever 5 versus 5 competitive division in the men's side. Nadeau Hughes. And there was a flag on the play.
though.
And this is going to go against Jamesons
I
on
thought
Dan
so.
Mancini. And we'll see in the replay what happened here as you see Mancini to your left.
Yeah, I thought I saw it live. Here it comes. He sort of.
The hook by the left hand on the forearm.
It does. To be clear, it wasn't a pass interference that was called, but rather illegal contacting the receiver.
Right there, the hook.
There is contact. It is there. So
Good old 1990s NHL hockey on display with a little hook and grab right there. So with that gives Flagmore Sack a new set of downs and some yards to work with. And now, as we're in pro clock, they control it at least piece on how they want to maybe squeeze the clock and maybe force Jamesons to use the timeouts and leave them with nothing, or maybe use the sidelines to their advantage.
it'll be interesting. Of course, 2 timeouts per half in 5x5. Some discussions at field level, Mo.
And Alexander Pughes is happy with the offering from the referees.
There we go.
So 1:34 left unofficially here as Iggy will join us again. Yeah, you can come join us in the booth, Iggy. Here is Nadeau
Anytime.
Hughes going deep. Touchdown, Robert.
Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Just over the top. It's 2 of these balls perfectly placed by Alexander Hughes. There's no defending that.
And he
Just out and up. Perfect ball, dude. Excellent ball placement.
And he had Dan Mancini looking like a tourist on that throw as he was ball watching on that play. And now with that, an 18-6 lead And again, this Flagmont Sac team, they may not be scoring points in high, robust numbers here, but they squeeze the games. And now with about a minute 37 left in pro clock, they might get one more possession apiece and add more to their total if they don't allow Jamesons to control the clock the rest of the way.
And of course, if there's a turnover, this is an absolute turning point for Flagmont Sac. Now being up 2 scores as it is 18-6.
Looking towards the left, pumping middle, and they get the extra point, which is now 19-6. So questions are being asked of James's defense. And Flagmont Sac starting to tighten the screw in this game here as they're up by 13.
Yeah, great play design. Sort of just finding the soft spot. That's about the softest spot you can find. Nobody around for about 6 or 7 yards.
Well, for Gilmore Bear now, that's his 5th consecutive catch after he opened up the game with a drop over the middle.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, Mo. That one was probably one of the easier catches, but just absolutely highlight catches after highlight catches all game long.
Roseblatt from his end zone. Sideline, that's caught by Rosen, and he goes by 1, and he will not get by Robert. And this will bring up 2nd down. That's a good chunk of yards gained as the clock is rolling. It was caught inbounds, not out of bounds.
Yeah, great grab there. We'll see what it is Rosenblatt has in store. Just hitting that outside hook. It's often gets forgotten in 5v5, but honestly, it's a good way to just set yourself up for makeable situations, and that's what Rosenblatt has
It
here.
appears that Rosenblatt might make this the last possession if he can. Try to squeeze the clock and score with no time left. Rosen on the crosser, and that Hughes will get that. That will be enough for a first down, so the clock will stop at 55.4 left in this first half.
Yeah, we'll see here. We'll see here what is up next. Having crossed now at midfield, Rosenblatt has everything in his favor. We'll see now if Flagmont Sac start calling timeouts. Flagmont Sac kind of known in their FPF sort of standard rules for their defense be damned approach, but they've been a little clampier here in 5v5.
There's Rosenblatt, 55 seconds left. That is over the middle. That's caught by Panetta, and they will call a timeout as there's 53.2 left unofficially on the scoreboard clock. The referees has the official clock. And so again,
Rosen was by himself, dude. There's nobody out there. He set up a tent. He camped out. He roasted some marshmallows, made some s'mores, Jameson s'mores.
So are you, let me ask you a question. Are you graham cracker, marshmallow, chocolate, and graham cracker, or graham cracker, chocolate, marshmallow?
I go open face.
Okay.
So I go with the graham cracker, the marshmallow, and the chocolate on top, and I eat open face, and I always burn my fingers for that reason.
That's not good.
It's not.
That's not good. That's PZ burn degree over there, you know. So
there is the hillbilly s'more that I will describe after this play, of course.
excellent. Right now, they love to get a s'mores of touchdowns right now if they are going to score now for Jeff Rosenblatt. They're up by down by a score of 19-6 to Flagmont Sac. Rosenblatt has time, and that ball is sent to the St. Lawrence River is incomplete, and it'll bring up what should be a 3rd down coming up here for Jamesons.
Great attempt to get to that ball on the outside, but unable to haul it in. So, Mo, if you've ever seen the celebration cookies that have a graham cracker and the chocolate affixed to it, all you then need to add to it is a marshmallow. I refer to that as a hillbilly s'more.
Yeah, that's being lazy.
Listen, it's not. Sometimes you need a s'more in a hurry. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. But that's like a Pop-Tart s'more at that point,
It's
right?
a little bit like a Pop-Tart s'more.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like we save you the steps. You just got to just do the last step on your own.
Iggy's shaking his head like he's never been in a rush to eat a s'more. So, I mean, it seems insane
His
to me
voice
that
is
that's not an
cracked
experience
right
that he's had.
Over the middle, Panetta on the pirouette, and Nick Arsalam right
And
there.
a flag.
on the
It was a
play.
hold on that play.
So that will give them a few more yards with 44 seconds left in this first half.
This is a dynamic we've seen as FPF has changed their flags in recent years, and we've seen a lot of broken tackles that way, right? Where players used to grabbing that flag belt, unable to pull the flag here.
Yes, Iggy.
Interesting application of the rule here. A penalty stops the clock. Maybe they did it on purpose. Flagmont.
It is possible. It is
We
possible.
look forward to Iggy's insights in the second half.
But it is 4th down, so with a stop, they would still get potentially a few seconds here because an incompletion would, of course, stop the clock, as would a touchdown.
So with that, it gives them a few more yards and a chance to add to the score. But this definitely gives, as Iggy made the point before, Flagmont Sac maybe some time to work with if they get the ball back. Rosenblatt, plenty of time. Sacked by JP St. Pierre, but that might have been intentional to kind of force the clock here on Flagmore-Sac over St. Pierre this season when it comes to rushing the quarterback. 10 sacks during the regular season.
And there's timeout on the field.
And you see right there.
By Jamesons, I assume.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go on that.
I didn't see the signal, so I don't know, Iggy. So we think it's Flagmore-Sac. Okay, great. We think there's a timeout. The one thing that we need to know right now is time is not in. It is, in fact, out.
It is out, but it might be in the next play.
Yeah.
So we'll see now how this goes forward here. It says we are inching slowly but surely to the end of the first half. It is a 2-by-1 look again for Rosenblatt. He's got Panetta, his second receiver, to the left. Rosen is occupying the width to the right, and here is Rosenblatt to the left. Waiting, throwing, short, caught by Panetta, and the dip. And he is going to be stopped just shy of the end zone. And again, it appears that they're playing to kill the clock here, not give Flagmore-Sac any time with the possession if they do score right now.
But there's another timeout on the field. So it's...
so 20 seconds left.
Or thereabouts, yeah.
So there's 20 seconds left because that took a long time or slow time for the clock to really evaporate when it comes down to it.
Mm-hmm. Look, any time you can take away from Alexandre Nadeau-Pius and any options you can take away from the offense, not a bad idea.
And so look at the clock corrected here.
Shade under 20 seconds.
Well, it's now clicking, it's ticking. So I need to get this clock corrected for the halftime.
That would be awesome.
9.7.
So 20 seconds seems to be the case.
Here. So look at the clock corrected on the scoreboard. And for those who are watching at home, we try our best to keep the clock as accurate as possible for those who are watching at home.
I see 9 seconds everywhere, so it might be 9 seconds. 9 seconds.
9.7. Here is Rosenblatt. And
there we go!
For the touchdown, backline score. And that is a sigh of relief for Jamesons as they get a late score in this first half to keep themselves within striking distance.
We talked about Robert overcoming a dropper in the game. Skylar Bailiff with a couple of drops. Then coming back to make a play here and grab that ball.
And with that, if there is 6.5 seconds left, not much left in terms of the menu of options for Flagmore-Sac to get the ball back. It's pretty much maybe a quick catch and go down, call a timeout if you still have one more, and then maybe a Hail Mary with some time left. Rosenblatt, 3-step drop. Bailiff, and right there to deny the bail was Alexandre Nadeau-Pius, and that will bring up one last roll of the dice here for Flagmore-Sac, up by 7.
To your point, Mo, not much left on the menu. It's like you walk into the restaurant 15 minutes before closing. You ask what's ready. What's ready is get to the end zone or get to a sideline as quickly as possible. They have at most 2 plays here.
You know what, though? They always give you bigger portions when you go to the restaurant as the last customer.
Yes, but how many times have they spit in those portions? Several.
Perhaps.
Just make sure you make your intent to tip heavily clear as you walk in.
And now it is a chance here for Flagmore-Sac to get maybe one smash or grab touchdown here. As Alexandre Nadeau-Pius, we talk about top 5 deep ball throwers, he can flick it with his wrists.
He might try to get out of bounds for a quick. There we go. That's exactly that.
There is Sam Nadeau-Pius, and he got out of bounds with 1.8 left. And
perfectly executed.
Mancini's not happy about that. I think he got him before he went out of bounds. But that's 7 yards less. And here's the replay, as you see from the sideline to your left.
Yeah, ball is snapped. It's out immediately and going to the sideline immediately. Well, you know what? Mancini has a case here.
And they're going to call it.
Yeah, they're going to call it. They're going to call it. Great play by Mancini, to be honest.
So with that, as Iggy trips over the wiring here at FPF.
I am not Iggy.
Oh, whatever your name is.
I am Peace.
Peace.
Also known as Peace.
Peace, and as we now, we don't have the spotlight on us.
Listen, man, we have a great production crew, but they're very busy, so
perhaps they are.
You know, we got to do our best. We got to do our best to adapt to them.
Of course. So as we are now back to the halftime here, as it is Paulo Del Rocca, Mo Khan. All right, Pease, a slow burn that first half. Didn't really have the fireworks that we all thought and envisioned it would be. And it felt like Jameson's offense was kind of stuck in park for the first half of that.
But is it by design? I know there was that one drive that didn't go their way. Rosenblatt, I thought, was aggressive, and I love the idea of taking a shot on 4th and short. He did have a matchup. again, just a little bit of miscommunication between him and Adam Rosen, his receiver. I do think that the slower pace does kind of favor Jameson heading to the second half. And don't forget, they're down 1 score, but they get the ball to start the half.
Yes, they do have the halftime conversation with that. So for Alex Nadeau-Hughes, is there anything he needs to change from his first half performance? Because it feels like they're playing right into the hands that James is towards Alex Flagg-Massac.
In a sense, but, they got 3 at-bats, they got 3 hits. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to complain when you're scoring every drive. Maybe an adjustment when it comes to making the converts, although we have seen an adjustment already to start this game. So maybe it's something he's being conscious of. And Flagg-Massac, I think we'll see some more interesting concepts, something that Jamesons are not expecting in the red zone in the second half of this game.
All right, who could be the X factor for both sides, starting with Flagg-Massac?
Dude, I got to give it to Robert. All game long, he's been making play after play. Like we said, a rough start to this game. A lot of dudes will let that get into their heads. Guillaume Robert, of course, being as experienced and playing at such high levels as he has, it's not going to get to his head, obviously. And then on the other side, I like what James O'Hane's done largely. There was a touchdown scored on him, but it was sort of a high-low concept, and there's just not a way that he could defend both. And it was, of course, an incredibly pretty ball, a backyard throw from Nadeau-Hughes to Nadeau-Hughes for a touchdown.
That's what we call family telepathy at its finest when it comes down to it. All right, so it's 19-12 at halftime. If this ends up being a shootout, it feels like it favors more Alex Nadeau-Hughes, who loves
absolutely
the appetite.
It's in his DNA. It's what he loves the most. I wouldn't even say some quarterbacks get nervous. It's not even that he would get nervous. He gets excited. He gets his quote unquote rocks off, Mokan, when games are fast paced, high scoring. That's what he loves.
All right, let's go down to field level here as we get ready for the second half here from Brossard, Quebec. It is PZ Del Rizzi Mokan on this Monday night, as we'll turn off that light there, as it was quite blinding in that first half.
The first drive, I got to be honest, I didn't see a thing. That's why it took me so long to realize somebody wore purple.
Is that why you couldn't figure out it was purple and all that, though? So anyway, we'll get this figured out now with the colors of the team. It is purple for Jamesons. It is blue for Flagg-Massac. It is PZ Del Rizzi Mokan. Second half action, 19-12 lead. And we are ready to go here from Brossard on this Monday night. So Jamesons will get the ball, and this is a massive possession here, Pease, because if you don't score now and you give Flagg-Massac a free possession, this is going to be a killer. Rosenblatt going deep.
Rosen was not looking.
And Rosen was looking at the wrong direction as that ball was zigging and that ball was zagging.
And look, it's a shot. Maybe it's not something Rosen was expecting in the first play of the game. But I think if he has his head up and stays to the sideline, he has a chance to make a play there.
And that's the thing, right? Even in people don't realize, with this being a much smaller field width-wise, you don't have much space, real estate to kind of adjust.
But it does allow for quarterbacks like Jeff Rosenblatt, who don't have the elite arms, to really be able to attack the sidelines in this format.
And we'll see now if he can attack the sidelines again. Rosenblatt over the middle. Picked up, and a pick six.
Hey, we talked about Nick Arsenault hovering in the flats, that he was going to be breaking on routes. Rosenblatt not checking the backside of an in-breaking route. That's something where he knows better. I am sure he's furious with himself there. That's an avoidable pick. He's got to be careful not to allow the in-breaking route to be cut off that way.
And Nick Arsenault set the trap. And Jeff Rosenblatt went for the bait.
He's been looking for it all game. He's been looking for what's coming up in the flat. Where can I cut it off? He hasn't been able to cut off Skylar Bailiff, but he's able to cut off that route there.
And we talk about that possession piece, right? That's a possession that Flagg-Massac got as a punishing act right now. They're up by a score of 25-12.
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge.
Now you're chasing this game where you have to score at least 3 without reply against Flagg-Massac's defense. Nadeau-Hughes back line. And that has too much spice on that.
Too much spice.
Too much spice in that pass.
Yeah, absolutely. Mo, this is something that might actually play into Flagg-Massac's hands a few ways. We see now the Jamesons being down 2 scores. Will they have to push the pace, and will that favor Flagg-Massac even more despite having a two possession lead.
Well, that's going to be the key, right? Is how does Jamesons approach it now? Because they, again, have to score 3 without reply against Flagmore-Sac.
Yeah, it'll be tough. And now Rosenblatt ready to receive the snap to start the next drive.
He's looking. He is sacked.
No!
That is 8 straight points without reply, and they're up by a score of 27-12. And J.P. St. Pierre had 10 sacks during the regular season. He has 2 for the night, and that might be a backbreaker in this chase for the Jamesons.
St. Pierre has had a huge game in the absence of Rocheleau that we talked about as being an X factor. Not here for this game. St. Pierre stepping up on defense, and even in a way that we didn't particularly see coming.
And right now, the Brossard lights are shining on Flagmore-Sac, and they're exposing Jamesons in this second half. In a matter of 2 blinks of the eye, Jamesons are now down by 15 and possession back to Flagmore-Sac and Pease. This could definitely either rubber stamp this win for Flagmore-Sac or perhaps keep Jamesons alive, but barely.
Yeah, dude, what? 1 blink, pick 6, 1 blink safety, you might be going to sleep.
And now here's Nadeau Hughes looking for the kill shot. And he's going low middle. Robert with his 6th consecutive catch, tackled by James O'Hayan. And now Pease does James start taking a little bit more risk in their defense to create something.
Well, we talked about James O'Hayan at halftime, and I thought he could be the X factor second half of the game. He's kind of got to play that role that Nick Arsenault-Hum's been playing on the other side on defense. He's got to catch those hooks, those in-breaking routes. He's got to read the concept, undercut the routes. But of course, failing faking out a quarterback as experienced as Alex Nadeau-Hughes is going to be more easier said than done.
And now Alex Nadeau-Hughes has this team at his mercy. Has time. Crosser and a fingertip grab by Nick Arsenault, and he gets down the right side of the field at first down. And right now, the Jamesons cannot contain the fizz of the Flagmore-Sac bottle right now coming at them.
Absolutely. Nick Arsenault-Hum making his first grab of the game, heading up the sideline. I think we would have seen a flag guard if the flag didn't come off immediately, but it doesn't matter. It's a first down.
And with that, Pease, you can start seeing this game slipping away from Jamesons. And here is a chance, a moment of truth coming up for both sides here with less than 15:35 left in this second half. And again, if it's 15-plus points going towards the 2-minute clock, the clock will run no matter what.
Yeah, it's a huge thing that Jamesons want to avoid.
And here's a huge throw. And here's a huge catch.
Oh, my
and here's
God.
a huge touchdown. And that is a huge play to go up by a score of 33-12.
Are you more impressed by the location of that ball or Arsenault-Hum holding off the defender, tugging at his jersey from behind?
Or Iggy's reaction to the touchdown.
Yeah. Blowing kisses and screaming, oh.
And here is the throw right there. A beautiful throw, a beautiful catch on a beautiful play, and he was tugged by
oh
Matt
my God.
Bond.
That's what I was saying. Like, are you more impressed at him keeping stride despite carrying Matt Bond into the end zone, or that incredible ball thrown by Alex Nadeau-Hughes?
It is impressive. Both has been impressive.
The answer is yes.
14 points without reply by Flagmore-Sac, and it feels like now this game is being run riot by Flagmore-Sac over the team in purple. And you can see by the body expression from Jameson's piece, they're not in a happy mood.
They seem a little deflated at this time.
And that is going to help. Mancini 1 man to beat. And he will get deflagged by Nadeau-Hughes, and it keeps it at a 21-point lead, so a 3-score lead. And now, Pease, Jeff Rosenblatt has got to score 4 without reply from Flagmore-Sac.
That's huge, dude. It's insane. And here's the thing: is that interception, that convert could have helped them there. Unfortunately, we talked about Alex Nadeau-Hughes, more athleticism than it first appears. Also, the knowledge to know exactly how much space he could leave on the sideline. Great play to make sure he pulled the flag.
And pretty much the end game here is touchdowns in a quick succession, and that will not be the case.
God.
J.P. St. Pierre is running riot on this Jameson offense right now. And
he had Skylar Bailoff immediately right there, but the ball's got to come out. He can't be holding in. The double clutch there by Jeff Rosenblatt, absolute killer.
And right now, Jamesons is a crisis club, and for Flagmore-Sac, they're smelling like roses. They have scored, PZ, 16 straight points in this opening part of the second half, or we're not even at the 10-minute mark, and right now they are on their way to perhaps winning this 5-on-5 championship.
What is the drink special at Crisis Club?
You tell me.
Well, I think anybody who still orders a Sex on the Beach is, in fact, the kind of person that will go to a club called Crisis Club.
Well, either that or they're going to Cancun.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Even then, you can do something extra cheese like tequila sunrise. That's the way to
you
do
could
it.
do that, exactly. Or
That's the way to do it.
Acapulco. All right. So this game is taking a different turn in the storyline, in the twist and the plot here. 35-12 lead. And here's Alex Nadeau-Hughes, caught by JP St. Pierre, and this will be inbounds, tackled by Jordan Pineda. So here's the thing for you. If Flag-Mosac does end up winning this game here, does Jeff Roosevelt have to present the trophy to Flag-Mosac as the president? And
I
owner?
think it should be the absolute punishment for the commissioner for not winning. You know when you come in last in your fantasy league, the Sacco? The Sacco in this game should be having to either present the trophy to the president or the president presenting the trophy to you.
That could be it, though, right? If you ain't first, you're last. And right now, Jamesons are dead last in this race against Flag-Mosac.
Well said, Ricky Bobby.
Thank you. Nadeau-Hughes looking like Ricky Bobby out there, and he will get a knuckler, and that is incomplete.
He did step out of bounds.
Guillaume Bear's size 12s are out of bounds.
Yeah. Does he wear size 12?
He might.
You know what? Maybe.
He might. We'll
I
assume
thought
he
you had some
does.
inside knowledge. I thought you guys might have been sneaker shopping.
No, I did not go kick shopping with him, though.
Yeah,
However, where I was over the weekend, they were giving out free Nike kicks.
Really?
Yeah, they gave it to like fans and VIPs and stuff. I wasn't a VIP. I didn't get the free box of shoes.
Well, you're a media. You can't take a
I
gift
know.
more than $25.
That's true. I would have taken the gift that was valued $250. Would have been happy with that. And right now, the gift that's perhaps going to be given to Flag-Mosac in about 11 and change is going to be a 5 versus 5 championship trophy.
I think it's the two safeties, personally.
Over the middle, St. Pierre, another catch, and that will prolong.
He's been amazing. St. Pierre's been amazing all game long.
Well, you think about his stats this year, 41 catches on 46 targets, 431 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 10 sacks in the regular season, but 3 massive sacks in this game, so a hat trick of sacks.
Yeah. And again, he himself scored 4 points on defense.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because that's 2 free possessions now for
Because again, not only do you get the points, but you do give, in fact, like you said, the possession back to your team when you're trying to nurse a lead, or a sex on the beach at Crisis Club.
Well, right now, I think for James, there might be damage limitations at this point to this matchup here.
Tight ISO on one side.
35-12 lead. Nadeau-Hughes. He's got an open man. He's got a touchdown, and that will be the dagger in the hearts of Jamesons on this Monday night 41-12 lead. And this is going to be a 5 versus 5 blue title on this
Look,
Monday
James
night.
O'Hain started the game really strong. It just seems that he can't keep up at this point. Unable to get there. He was looking at the left side outbreaking route, didn't see the outbreaking route to the right-hand side. Great way to move his eyes around in Alex Nadeau-Hughes, glancing over the middle, then looking back, throwing the ball, as we see there. Just a great route, great ball, great touchdown, Flag-Mosac.
You have to wonder now, Pease, the emotional high that Jamesons had to take out Braves in the semifinal game to get to this point, right? It's so
Mike Chastain mentioned it after being awarded the trophy in the Division A finals, saying he lost to the commissioner in 5v5.
And here's Nadeau-Hughes, who will not lose to the commissioner. And
Doesn't look like he will.
Robert comes up second on that play. But
they ran that tight concept once again, but go ahead, Mo.
I was going to say, but that is something you have to look at where, Pease, being a quarterback, you get those emotional wins, but then you try to maintain that at a high level. It's hard to get back to that energy point that you were once at.
I like the way Rosemont started the game. It did seem to get out of hand, and this does not play to his favor at all once he got down big. Was it a case of they won their championship last week?
Well, it's not going to be the Miracle on Ice here, USA, when they beat the Soviets in the semifinals, beat the Finns in the finals on this Monday night.
Yeah.
22 unanswered here for Flag-Mosac. Rosebot sideline, Rosen catching that in stride, and he will get tackled by Sam Nadeau-Hughes, flagging the play, so that's some more yards. Will be first down for sure, plus more.
Smart hold by Nadeau-Hughes. But that's the concept we wanted to see early, where you get Nick Arsenault jump in the snapper, so you hit right behind him in that intermediate pocket. And I don't know why they took so long to get to that.
Well, it took a little bit of time to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, it did. Like,
time to figure it out.
Look, knowing Rosenblatt the way I do, and knowing his offensive system the way I do, I was just sure that that's the thing he's setting up. That's why he's going to Skylar Bailiff so often to start the game. He wants to be able to attack that next level, but he's doing it now while he's down 41-12 in the second half, under 10 minutes in the first 5x5 finals.
Well, they got blitzed for 22 unanswered, and they're down by more than 3 scores now. They're down by 29 points. And Khalil Clare, they could
I
challenge
think he was out of
that.
bounds. I think he was out of bounds.
They could challenge that play right now if they want.
You and I saw the same thing there,
Yeah.
Mo. I don't think they will.
No, I think they know this game's a wrap. But mind you, they probably will go for the onside if they score right now. So, but you can see that was definitely out of bounds.
Yeah. Not particularly close. It is harder to see for the officials without a line there, the way we do have in 6x6.
Well, that's why I have replays.
Yeah, that is why we have replays, and that's a scientific fact, Mo.
Jonathan St. Pierre definitely is the guy to look out for in terms of what he's done today, and that's a touchdown right there for
Because
Scott
Nadeau
Bear.
Pius doesn't even have all the possessions he has without those two safeties.
Yeah, no question. So they're going for onside. 7:23 left, so they're going to use their last roll of the dice here and try and get themselves a little bit closer, but against all formalities now for this game.
Well, an onside here and then a pick early in the next drive, and it still would take a miracle.
It's going to take a miracle of the miracle for the miracle to happen. And that's very hard to do, those tasks of the miracle on the miracle for it to happen.
Yeah.
So with that, like Jeff Roseblad's got a Hail Mary here, and if they don't convert, that means Flagmossac get the ball back at the 5-yard line of the opposing territory of Jamesons.
I am curious to see what Rosenblatt runs here. He might give himself a concept where if he can get a one-on-one matchup, try and air it out and get the score right away.
Well, we'll see now. Here he is to keep their hopes alive. Second quarterback dropping. Pineda, 5 yards deep, rolling up. He's got time. He will take off, and the sprint's on, and he will come up second place in the 40-yard dash, and this will be a turnover on downs.
I mean, it's better than Noah Lyles, I guess, eating Bronzino in a 200-yard dash.
Yeah, it's true. Doing a lot of jumps out there. So Pineda with the takeoff, and couldn't maintain that. And with that conclusion, we have the ball back in the hands of Alexander Pius.
How do we kill the next 6 minutes and 58 seconds, Mo?
Well, it's going to be easy because if the score remains as is, of 15-plus points, it will be running clock in the final 2 minutes of play, no matter what.
Yeah.
So we are heading towards that distinction of having running clock for the final 2 minutes.
Viewers at home, if you need a bathroom break, if you need to grab a snack, if you want to have a quickie, now's the time.
Because we have an incredible women's game coming up
soon, yeah.
Hebrew against Red Nation.
Absolutely.
And here is Nadeau Pius, who's had an incredible game, going deep. That's a knuckler, and Sam Nadeau Pius is incomplete.
Hell of an effort, though.
Yeah, the feet. Let's see the replay on that. The feet and the ball where it was at that time.
I think his feet came up at the end.
Definitely did.
That's what my first impression was. We'll see it here on the replay. Going out of bounds, reaching. No.
No, unfortunately.
I don't think he got a single foot in, actually.
Unfortunately, the geography of his feet were nowhere near and the right side of the country.
Absolutely.
So with that, 6:04 left in this ball game as we inch away towards the end of this football game here. And Flagmossac are heading towards the 5 versus 5 title.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to see them plant their legacy so early in this new division. Really happy for them.
Nadeau Pius. Pressure.
Holy
and
shit.
a fastball.
Oh, my
It was
God.
a pass ball by Nick Arsalam, and now this one comes up a third down here.
It's like I know I swoon over Flagmossac. It's been the case since I first got to see them play in FPF, Mo. They are one of my favorite franchises in the history of FPF. Alexander Pius is the exact reason why. I love his style. I love his approach. I love his skill set. He's amazing.
Well, he is an amazing guy.
Yep.
Amazing guy.
That
And
was an absolute heater. Absolute heater.
You can hear the football whiz by from over positions.
Yeah.
Trips left for the first time today for Alexander Pius. Pumping, evades, throwing, caught. Alexander Pius. Touchdown.
He was just doing his brother a solid there because he had St. Pierre wide open for a TD. But he says, you know what? Love my brother. Got to do this family thing. Let's get it done.
Family first.
But great ball. Great pump. Way to keep his eyes downfield. Ball comes out. A little bit of a knuckler, but a great grab and a touchdown. 2 knucklers thrown back-to-back by Alexander Pius.
And you think about the backshore of Flagmossac, they weren't supposed to be in 5 versus 5. They were a last-second entrant, and they said, we'll give it a try, and the tries worked out.
Literally the definition of their team name.
Flagmossac.
Right? Like, that's kind of it, right? So that's the whole laid-back atmosphere, the laid-back huddle of Alexander Pius. The whole vibe is that. Like, I love it. I love that storyline.
Flagmossac, they have been a great customer of FPF in terms of their competition play, and Robert
once again.
double catch. And you have to wonder now, this might be the last drive of significance for Jeff Rosenblatt, because if they don't score now, he might just call at that point.
Well, and we'll see, of course, the clock keep running, as you said, too. So
That's
it will be a bit of an expedited ending to this game, I believe.
Oh, yes, indeed. And we'll see if Jeff will live up to the end of the bet of him presenting the trophy to the winning team.
Again, I think it's a requirement, personally.
We'll see now if the requirement will be that.
You know what they say, don't walk the walk if you can't hand a trophy to the guys who just beat you.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
3:33 left in this game. Deflected.
St.
caught
Pierre's
by
everywhere.
Skylar Bailiff, and that will be second down coming up here. And this will be at the 5-yard line gain.
And there's a huge height discrepancy between Rosenblatt and St. Pierre. But St. Pierre able to get his hands up and in the throwing lane at the right time.
Well, you look at Jeff's throwing motion, right? It's sort of like a baseball pitching throw. As we'll try to replay his throwing motion here coming up if we can, next play.
I sympathize.
And so we'll see now if they can sympathize their way through here. And here's a chance here with less than 3 to go. Rosenblatt, quick throw. Rosen, and he is going to be caught and out by Guillaume Aubert, enough for a first down, and it will be a first down with 2:45 left.
They're allowing those intermediate sideline routes. Again, a thing I thought we'd see Rosenblatt take advantage of earlier. He's doing it now. So he is learning. It's a learning experience. When you take a test, even if you don't pass the test, the art of taking it and learning from your mistakes is a big deal, and that's what Rosenblatt's doing right now in this part of the game.
And now
That's my spin. Did you like it?
I did.
Thanks, man.
It's
Appreciate
sort of like
it.
the philosophy that you're giving out there. And rather the philosophy that has been given to Jeff Rosenblatt has not worked out well. And here he is on this crosser by Khalil Kerr. And I believe that's his first catch of the day.
I was going to say we haven't called his name much other than that rush early in the game.
And that's his first target, I believe.
Yep.
That's it, right? So even though we were talking about the depth of options here for Jamesons, they've not been used as well as they were in weeks past.
It's been a lot of Mancini and Rosen and Skylar Bailiff, and that's about it.
And Nick Arsalam and others.
Well, yes. They were wide open, to be fair.
Open indeed. And here's open man, Khalil Kerr, second catch in a row, and he is tackled by Alexander Pughes. Clock is rolling.
But when you see the inside shade being played there, we know that that's going to be open. And again, unable to take advantage of that till later in the game. Just a bit of a shocker for me.
And with 90 seconds left, we'll have our first ever 5 versus 5 champion.
5x5.
5x5.
5x5. Take your 4x4 and stuff it, because we're 5x5 here.
V-Power, baby. And here is Skylar Biff, who is a V-Power engine, tackled by Nick Arsalam. And really, the game turned on the Nick Arsalam pick 6, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a big play, and it was something that was lurking the entire game. It's something, we talk about what quarterbacks trying to set up. Nick Arsalam was trying to set that up. He was trying to gauge a lot of those quick outs and crossing routes, sees the crossing route. Jeff Rosenblatt doesn't see him, and he gets the pick.
And so there is a touchdown confirmed.
Oh, there we go. I thought he was just short.
So for Jeff Rosenblatt, he is going to come up empty again in another final. And I believe that's his second spring final in some form that he's come up empty.
Winning championships in FPF is hard.
I heard a good line the other day. You're going to lose more than you win at that point of the season, right? And that's the reality that it has to be winner and loser. And that is
Especially in the days that since we've instituted the cap and all that. Absolutely. And the game's done, Mo.
Flying
Just like that.
are your 5 versus 5 champions as they win 48-26 over Jamesons.
Yeah, it was a game that we thought kind of played to Jameson's advantage early on, but we knew that at some point, if Rosenblatt was not going to play a perfect game, then they were just going to start to tumble away, and that's what we saw in the second half. Here, that Flagman Sack really ran away with it. Mo, who would be your pick? You mentioned St. Pierre for MVP. Do you still feel that way?
I believe so. I believe so because there was a perfect storm that they had Flagman Sack for about 6 minutes in the second half, where in 3 blinks they were up by 20-plus points.
3 blinks, went to sleep.
Yeah, went to sleep, and that was it right there. So we'll make our way down to field level in a few moments here with the trophy presentation MVP out there. But again, that was the turning point. We thought 9-12 lead. We talk about the possession being in Jeff Rosenblatt's hands to maybe go for the tying points. That never materialized, and they lose by a big score.
Yeah, and we thought early on that the extra points not converted by Flagman Sack would play into it. It did not matter by the end, and we got to see an absolute incredible display by A&P.
A masterclass display, right? From a master pass.
Just as we talked about that beautiful deep ball, the perfect arc on his ball, 2 incredible passes to the back of the end zone on the wheel, and of course to that route of the back cone to his brother.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he unlocked that Jameson defense.
Yeah.
With ease. There wasn't any code lock to figure out. He decoded that within seconds, and they come up big on that play. And you talk about Gilmore Bear, we thought would be a bad omen the first play, drop ball, but that was the only glitch they had on the speed ride down the highway.
Yeah, and we thought Rosenblatt would be able to sort of scheme and find advantages, but it did seem like he was a little stagnant in play calling at certain points in this game.
Well, no question. And you have to wonder for Khalil Carroll, he got involved literally in the final drive for the last 2 plays.
Yeah.
And you talk about his speed against a not so agile team when it comes to top level speed in Flagg-Moissac, and they didn't get that revved up when they had to.
Yeah, Flagg-Moissac just excellent at using body position. We saw that on the defensive play where Nadeau Pius matched up against Rosen deep. Takes the inside shade away, forces the tougher throw, and Rosen and Rosenblatt unable to make that connection on an important 4th down and a 4th and inches, going for the big shot, the 6 points, unable to complete it, and then of course those 2 big sacks for safeties.
Yeah, and those 4 points pretty much, not saying it was the difference, but we'll see what happens there. We'll get out to field level as we'll have the game-winning team in Flagg-Moissac, as it will be Iggy Magnus who will present the trophy and MVP
not Rosenblatt.
Not Rosenblatt to Flagg-Moissac. Let's go down to field level coming up.
All right, we are down here on field level with the newly crowned first time ever 5v5 champion. C'est Flagg-Moissac qui remporte première first ever 5v5 finals, like I said, here in the division. We're going to present the trophy to Captain Alex Nadeau Pius. Félicitations. Félicitations.
Thank you.
On a aussi la bannière, first ever 5v5 champions. Voilà. Et voilà. No names on it. First ever here for Flagg-Moissac. And of course, the finals MVP. Very tough decision. Quelle performance vraiment de chaque joueur. Mais il y avait un joueur en particulier que c'est distingué. JP Saint-Pierre. Félicitations, JP. JB, juste une petite question pour toi. Qu'est-ce que cela signifie pour toi, premier championnat dans 5v5?
Au début de l'année, honnêtement, on a trouvé ça difficile. On ne savait pas pourquoi on s'était inscrit dans cette division-là. Mais plus les games allaient, plus on a trouvé notre rythme, les jeux. Puis on aime ça, finalement.
Oui, puis juste dernière question. Vos sacs pour les safety, comment ça changeait vraiment le momentum de votre côté?
Je pense que moi j'ai fait le sac, mais les gars en arrière, ils jouaient du man, puis ils ont fait ce qu'il y avait à faire pour que j'aille chercher le sac. Là.
Excellent. Merci beaucoup. Félicitations. Félicitations à Flagg-Moissac. There you go. We're going to bring it back to our broadcast booth. Thanks for everyone for watching.
All right, thanks so much, Iggy, with JP St. Pierre, who is the game MVP. Again, final thoughts here before we wrap it up, Pease. That 6-minute window in the second half determined the fate of Jamesons and Flagg-Moissac for hosting the trophy.
Look, the pick 6, the 4 points on safeties, the additional possessions, it meant everything. The game kind of got away from them. Mo, years ago we started doing this road show together. The first ever CTA road show was just audio with myself and Eagle, who's not even here today. I do want to thank the amazing team we've put together. It's been a production that's grown over the years. You know, of course, you and I taking the fall off. We never know when our last game is going to be, the last game we call together. But I am happy we did get at least the opportunity to call one game together. Buddy, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you. And a great opportunity for us to introduce men's 5x5.
5x5, baby.
5x5.
Who needs 4x4 when you got
5x5?
Power, baby. Look, it is. We spoke about it just quickly to wrap it up here. On CTA with Iggy and I, we talked about it. Iggy's leaving for Toronto.
Yeah, that as well.
Wishing the best luck. I don't know where Iggy is. He's supposed to come in here at some point, but I don't know if he is
He's
or not.
selfish.
Selfish as he
Selfish.
is. But, you know.
Same with Iggy. Like, it's going to be weird to not have him around. It's going to be weird to take the season off in the fall.
Yeah.
But we do wish, of course, FPF plenty of success in this season, and we'll hope to see you all soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like I said before, my end is nearer than where it was at the beginning, and I won't be here for the fall. I'll still be around, but I won't be here for the fall from a media perspective. And if this is our last rodeo, what a way to go out with 5x5, not 4x4.
Your truck ain't shit.
Exactly. We got the Hemi going on for no question about that. So on behalf of Pizza Del Rizzi, everyone here, staff and crew, wish you a great off season. We'll see you for the Fall Cup, or Fall season, I beg your pardon, in a few weeks' time from now. Bye for now.